A cold front is crossing southeastern Australia, and it's got one last sting in the tail in the form of some very strong winds, particularly across New South Wales. The cold front which we're talking about today is the same weather system that brought really significant rain to South Australia yesterday and overnight. It was the wettest 24 hours in Adelaide since January 2024, so about 18 months ago. We have also seen quite a lot of snow around the elevated parts of New South Wales and Victoria, about 25 centimetres up in the Alps already, a little bit more on the way. But the focus for the next couple of days as this low departs and pulls out to the east will be the strong westerly wind in its wake, which we can see a little bit better on this wind flow map here. So as we see this initial front and this follow-up trough line move across the south, watch for the stronger winds, the reds and the oranges across eastern parts of New South Wales, parts of Victoria as well perhaps, but it is really New South Wales getting the stronger wind. Then it subsides and relaxes by about the middle of the day on Friday. So really it's the next 24 hours where those winds are strongest, and these are the areas where those winds will be absolutely the highest. This is where our warnings are located across eastern parts. So it covers most of the usual suspects in the strong westerly wind. That means blowing this way from the land out to the ocean. We've got parts of the Snowy Mountains and even the Canberra Hills. We've got parts of the central and southern tablelands inland, but we've also got some coastal areas. It's expected to be very windy through the Illawarra, which is this region here. Southern parts of Sydney could cop the wind, as could Newcastle. Winds are building through Thursday and expected to peak in many places through Thursday afternoon. When it comes to winds, these winds will ease off. We could see the winds in Newcastle and the north and even Sydney ease off during the second half of the day on Thursday, but it's likely to stay windy through the night into Friday morning for the Illawarra and the central and southern tablelands, and then all of these winds and all of these warnings should wind down and eventually finish by about lunchtime on Friday. Will still be quite a blustery day. Moving on, we will see some wind damage likely through the course of the day today. Could see some trees or branches come down, could see some power outages, could see some delays to travel and transportation, and maybe some difficult driving conditions even on things like motorbikes. There is one other warning in play, and it's not anything to do with wind. I'm going to show you that one now. This is now down in Victoria on the southeast coast of the state. This is a coastal hazard warning for abnormally high tides. So the next high tide along this stretch of coast is around about 8 p.m. this evening, and at that time the water level is going to be above the mark of a typical high tide. That can lead to some areas of flooding and inundation for low-lying spots across the Gippsland coast, particularly around Lakes Entrance, which is quite susceptible to these abnormally high tidal conditions. If you would like to see the latest on these severe weather warnings for wind or those tidal levels, check out the Bureau's website and app. Thanks for following along. Have a safe and great afternoon.